Have you ever been afraid of what a single step might mean for your future? It might sound dramatic, but for millions of older adults, something as simple as getting out of a chair or climbing a few stairs can be the start of a slow and silent decline. Over the past 10 years working with seniors, I've seen this truth play out time and again. The legs fade first. Your legs, the very foundation of your body, are usually the first to weaken with age, and the worst part is, it happens quietly. I once worked with a 72-year-old man named George. He wasn't dizzy, he wasn't ill, he was simply walking across his living room when his knees buckled, and he fell. "Doc," he told me, "I didn't trip. My legs just gave out." What George didn't know was that his leg muscles had been deteriorating for years without a single warning sign until that moment. That's the danger of age-related muscle loss. It doesn't shout, it whispers. And if you wait until you can hear the whisper, it may already be too late. But here's the good news. It's not inevitable. In fact, there's something you can start doing today to keep your legs strong, stable, and dependable for years to come. And it doesn't involve going to a gym or spending money on expensive supplements. It starts in your kitchen. Because what you eat determines how your legs age. In today's video, I'm going to show you the top 3 foods I recommend to every one of my patients over 60. These foods are backed by science, and more importantly, they've worked in real life. I've seen people regain their confidence, walk longer without pain, and even reverse years of decline just by adding them to their meals. So if your walk feels less steady, if stairs are getting harder, or if your legs feel tight or tired more often, stay with me. What you'll learn today could literally change the way you move through life. And if you're finding this video helpful so far, please take a second to like it, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below, especially if you've experienced any of these signs yourself. Your story might be the push someone else needs to take their first step toward recovery. Now, back to why the legs fade first. The legs house over 50% of the body's muscle mass and are responsible for 70% of your daily energy output. They support your body, your balance, and your independence. But they're also the first to suffer from muscle loss, joint stiffness, poor circulation, and bone thinning as you age. And here's the kicker. Most people unknowingly accelerate this process by eating the wrong things and skipping the right ones. But don't worry, we're about to change that. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 3 essential foods that can help protect your legs, reduce pain, and restore strength naturally. They're simple, affordable, and you might already have them in your kitchen. So let's begin, because strong legs don't just help you walk, they help you live. Let's take a look at the first food that could literally save your legs. Have you ever wondered why it's your legs, not your arms, not your back, that seem to give out first as you grow older? It's not a coincidence. It's biology. And once you understand what's happening inside your body, you'll never look at a staircase or a quiet afternoon walk the same way again. You see, your legs carry the heaviest burden of all. They support your full body weight, power every movement, and act as the foundation for your balance, mobility, and independence. That's why, in my experience working with seniors, leg decline is almost always the first visible sign of aging. And yet, it's the one we tend to ignore the longest. Let me break it down simply. Your legs hold over 50% of the muscles in your entire body and play a central role in 70% of your daily energy expenditure. They're not just limbs, they're engines. But here's the challenge. As early as your 40s, your body begins to lose muscle mass, a condition called sarcopenia, and the legs are the first to be affected. Why? Because they're used the most, fatigue the fastest, and take the hardest hits from daily life. And if you're not actively doing something to protect them, whether through diet, movement, or recovery, they begin to fade quietly, sometimes without warning. But that's not all. The legs are also home to your largest weight-bearing joints, knees, hips, ankles, and as your cartilage thins with age, these joints lose lubrication and flexibility. The result? Stiffness, pain, a slower gait. And if poor posture, long periods of sitting, or previous injuries are part of your story, the wear and tear accelerates. Add in a drop in circulation, thinning bones, and maybe even a sedentary lifestyle, and it becomes clear, the legs don't stand a chance unless you take action. Here's the truth no one tells you. When your legs weaken, it's not just about walking less. It's about living less. Because the moment you hesitate to get out of your chair or avoid that walk in the park, you're not just losing strength, you're surrendering freedom. But don't worry, you're not powerless. There's still time to support your legs deeply, naturally, and effectively, starting with what you eat. So, in the next section, let's take a look at the first of 3 powerful foods I recommend to every senior who wants to protect their mobility and reclaim their independence. It all starts with protein, the fuel your legs are craving. Have you ever caught yourself saying, "I just don't move like I used to"? That feeling, the slower steps, the need to hold on to a railing, the stiffness in the morning, isn't just about getting older. It's your body whispering a warning. And if you're listening closely, your legs are often the first to speak. Most people miss these early signs. I've seen it time and time again in my years working with seniors. They chalk it up to just aging until something more serious happens. But recognizing the subtle signs of leg aging early gives you a powerful opportunity to take control before mobility slips through your fingers. So, what are these signs? First, let's talk about muscle loss and weakness. If you've noticed that standing up from a chair takes more effort, or that your legs feel shaky after a walk, it could be more than fatigue. As muscle fibers shrink and lose strength with age, your legs start to lose their ability to stabilize your body. That's why one of the most common complaints I hear is, "My legs just don't feel solid anymore." This creeping weakness doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen quietly. Another sign is joint pain or stiffness, especially in your knees and hips. You may feel fine sitting still, but once you start to move, there's a deep ache or grinding sensation. That's often due to cartilage wearing down, which reduces joint cushioning. Combined with less fluid in the joints and decreased flexibility, it becomes harder and more painful to move smoothly. Then there's swelling or heaviness in the legs, especially after standing or walking for extended periods. This may be a sign of poor circulation, which becomes more common with age and can lead to varicose veins, edema, or even blood clots in serious cases. If your legs feel heavy, look swollen, or have visible bulging veins, don't ignore it. You should also watch for loss of balance or unsteady gait. If walking across the room feels uncertain, or you've stumbled more frequently, even without tripping, it's a sign that both strength and coordination are declining. This increases the risk of falls, which are the #1 cause of injury-related hospitalizations among older adults. And finally, frequent cramps or nighttime leg pain could point to declining muscle health, dehydration, or deficiencies in magnesium or potassium. These 2 are early red flags. Now, here's the empowering part. Once you recognize these signs, you're no longer a passive observer. You're someone who can take action. And the most immediate, effective action you can take is to start feeding your legs the nutrients they've been quietly starving for. So next, let's dive into the first food your legs are craving and why it makes all the difference. Now that you know the warning signs, the next question is, what can you actually do about it? Fortunately, the answer may already be sitting in your kitchen cabinet, because the right foods can do more for your legs than you ever imagined. Let's begin with one of the simplest and most powerful options, nuts. Peanuts 1. Nuts, the tiny giants of leg strength. If I told you that one of the most powerful leg strengthening tools fits in the palm of your hand, would you believe me? Most people overlook nuts. They think of them as casual snacks, maybe something to sprinkle on a salad. But what they don't realize is that nuts are tiny giants when it comes to supporting strong, healthy legs, especially as you age. In my experience, they're one of the most underrated superfoods for older adults who want to maintain mobility, reduce pain, and fight inflammation from the inside out. So, what makes nuts so effective? First, they're packed with high-quality protein, which is essential for maintaining and rebuilding muscle tissue. As we age, our bodies naturally lose muscle mass, particularly in the legs, unless we take action. Protein from nuts helps slow this loss, supporting leg strength, improving endurance, and keeping you steadier on your feet. But that's just the beginning. Nuts are also rich in healthy fats, including omega-3 fatty acids, which play a critical role in reducing inflammation in joints and muscles. Inflammation is one of the hidden enemies of aging legs. It causes stiffness, soreness, and long-term joint damage. By incorporating nuts like walnuts, almonds, pistachios, or cashews into your diet, you're giving your body a natural anti-inflammatory boost. What's more, nuts contain powerful antioxidants like vitamin E and selenium. These nutrients help protect your muscles and joints from oxidative stress, another contributor to weakness and pain in the legs. I've had patients who struggled with swelling and discomfort tell me that just adding a small handful of nuts daily made a noticeable difference in how their legs felt by the end of the week. Nuts also support circulation. Poor blood flow to the legs can lead to fatigue, cramping, and even dangerous conditions like deep vein thrombosis. The potassium and magnesium found in many nuts help regulate blood pressure and keep your arteries flexible, ensuring your legs get the oxygen and nutrients they need. Now, moderation matters. Nuts are calorie-dense, so a small daily portion, about a quarter cup or a small handful, is enough to reap the benefits without going overboard. Try adding them to your morning oatmeal, blending them into a smoothie, or enjoying them as an afternoon snack instead of something processed. When used consistently, nuts do more than just nourish your body. They protect your ability to move, explore, and live freely. And while they may be small, the impact they have on leg health is enormous. Up next, we'll talk about another powerful food, this one from the sea. Let's explore how fatty fish can take your joint comfort and leg strength to the next level. Fish 2. Fatty fish, the joint saver from the sea. What if I told you that something as simple as a piece of grilled salmon could help reduce joint pain, improve blood flow to your legs, and even help you walk with less discomfort? It may sound too good to be true, but when it comes to fatty fish, science and experience both agree, this is one of nature's most powerful allies for aging legs. Many people assume fish is only good for heart health. And yes, it is, but it does far more than that. Over my years working with older adults, I've seen time and time again how adding just 2 servings of fatty fish per week can dramatically improve leg comfort, joint flexibility, and circulation, especially for those dealing with chronic stiffness, arthritis, or leg fatigue. The magic lies in omega-3 fatty acids, healthy fats found abundantly in cold water fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and tuna. Omega-3s help reduce systemic inflammation in the body, including the joints, muscles, and blood vessels in your legs. Less inflammation means less pain and more freedom to move. They also help maintain the fluidity of joint membranes, so movements feel smoother, not stiff or grinding. Fatty fish are also high in vitamin D, which works hand in hand with calcium to maintain strong bones. For those at risk of osteoporosis or hip fractures, this makes fatty fish a double win. And let's not forget the role of these nutrients in improving circulation, a key concern for aging adults. Poor blood flow can lead to swelling, tingling, and cold feet. Omega-3s help keep arteries flexible and blood moving efficiently down to the feet. I had a patient named Linda, age 68, who could barely finish her morning walk without feeling sharp pain in her knees. After adding baked salmon to her dinner twice a week and including walnuts as a snack, she came back just weeks later with a smile on her face. "It's like someone greased my joints," she told me. If you're not a fan of fish, don't worry, plant-based sources like chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts also offer omega-3s, though in a different form. For those who need a little boost, fish oil supplements can be a good option, but speak with your doctor first. Now that you've seen how the right fats can reduce pain and boost leg function, let's move on to a powerhouse that supports your bones and blood vessels at the same time: leafy green vegetables. Don't underestimate their strength, they might just surprise you. Leafy green 3. Leafy greens, the bone builder and circulation booster. If someone told you that a handful of leafy greens could strengthen your bones, boost blood flow to your legs, and reduce inflammation all at once, would you believe it? You should. Because spinach, kale, bok choy, collard greens, and their vibrant cousins are more than just colorful additions to your plate. For aging legs, they're silent protectors, working behind the scenes to help you move freely and confidently, even as the years go by. Over the past decade working with seniors, I've noticed something fascinating. Those who eat leafy greens regularly often have fewer joint complaints, stronger bones, and better circulation. It's not magic, it's nutrients. Leafy greens are rich in calcium, a mineral your bones depend on to stay dense and resistant to fractures. And for your legs, which carry your entire body weight, bone density isn't just helpful, it's critical. But calcium alone isn't enough. That's where vitamin K comes in. Found in high amounts in dark leafy greens, vitamin K helps direct calcium into the bones, not your arteries, reducing your risk of both osteoporosis and vascular issues. Let's not forget magnesium, another leg-loving mineral found in greens. Magnesium supports proper muscle function, helps prevent cramps, and enhances nerve communication, key factors for stable movement and coordination. And if your legs feel heavy or swollen by day's end, you'll be glad to know that leafy greens are packed with potassium and fiber, which help reduce water retention and support healthy blood pressure and circulation. One of my patients, Maria, 70, used to struggle with stiff knees and puffy ankles. Once she started adding steamed spinach or kale to her lunches and dinners, she told me something that made me smile. "My legs feel lighter, like they've woken up." Greens also offer powerful antioxidants, like vitamin C, which help reduce inflammation in your joints and protect muscle tissues from aging-related damage. With every forkful, you're not just feeding your body, you're investing in your independence. Worried about how to eat more greens? Start simple. Toss a handful of spinach into your morning smoothie, sauté some kale with garlic as a dinner side, or mix chopped bok choy into your soups and stir-fries. Small choices, big impact. And now that you know how leafy greens protect your foundation, it's time we talk about a key duo that holds it all together: calcium and vitamin D. In the next section, we'll explore how to power up your bones and legs with this essential combination. You won't want to miss it. What if I told you that it's not just what you eat, but what you do every day that determines how strong your legs stay as you age? That means the habits you form, the movements you repeat, even the way you stand, all of it either builds your strength or quietly chips away at it. The truth is, food is just the beginning. To truly protect your legs, you need a complete support system, one rooted in action. Over the past 10 years working with older adults, I've seen it time and time again. Those who stay mobile, mindful, and consistent often enjoy better balance, fewer falls, and greater independence well into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. And the best part? It doesn't require hours in a gym or a complicated fitness routine. Let's start with the simplest and most powerful tool: movement. Gentle, regular exercise like walking, cycling, swimming, or even light strength training can dramatically improve blood flow, reduce stiffness, and build muscle. Just 20 to 30 minutes a day can make a difference. If that sounds like a lot, remember, it doesn't have to be all at once. 3 10-minute walks count just as much. The key is consistency. Stretching and flexibility work is equally important. Our legs aren't just about power, they're about range of motion. Simple routines like leg raises, calf stretches, and ankle rolls help keep joints lubricated and muscles relaxed. It also helps reduce your risk of falls, especially when paired with balance exercises like standing on one foot or gentle tai chi. Then there's posture and sitting habits. Many people don't realize how much harm prolonged sitting can do. If you sit for long periods, make it a habit to stand up every 30 minutes, stretch your legs, or walk a few steps. And when you do sit, choose chairs with proper back and leg support. Keep your knees at a 90-degree angle and avoid crossing your legs, which can restrict circulation. You should also consider massage and warm compresses. These simple therapies can help relieve muscle tension, reduce swelling, and boost blood circulation, especially after a long day on your feet. Think of it as recovery for your legs, the same way athletes treat their bodies after a game. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of hydration and a positive mindset. Dehydrated muscles cramp more easily, and a discouraged spirit moves less. Drinking enough water and staying socially engaged can do wonders for both your mood and your mobility. So now that you've learned the habits that keep your legs strong, let's bring everything together. In the final part of this video, I'll share a message that could reshape how you view your health, your strength, and what's still possible at any age. Stay with me. If you've made it this far, let me take a moment to thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for caring enough about your health to stay with me. That alone tells me something powerful about you. You're not just aging, you're choosing to age well. You see, too many people believe that losing leg strength is inevitable. That slower steps, aching knees, and decreased mobility are just part of getting old. But I hope today's video helped you see the truth. It's never too late to make a change. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 85, your legs still respond to the care you give them. Nutrition, movement, mindset, these are not small things. They are the foundation of your independence. Every step you take toward better health, every handful of nuts, every walk around the block, every plate of leafy greens is a step towards staying active, living freely, and holding on to the life you love. And here's the real takeaway. Your legs don't just move your body. They carry your experiences, your memories, your freedom. Don't let them fade quietly. Fight for them. Nourish them. Strengthen them. Because strong legs aren't just about walking, they're about living. So now I'd love to hear from you. What part of this video resonated most with you? Have you experienced any of the warning signs we talked about today? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to take their first step toward healing. And if you found value in this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with someone you care about. Your support helps this channel grow and allows us to continue bringing you honest, practical, and compassionate health information designed especially for you. Remember, age may change our bodies, but it doesn't have to steal our strength. Your legs, your life, your choice. Until next time, stand strong, Walk proud and never stop taking care of yourself. You're worth it.